deadline is February the 10th. So visit TabishTalks.com right now and let's build this table together.
On and on and on and on.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Oh, 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 oh. The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Oh, 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 oh. The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Oh, 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 oh. The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Oh, 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 oh. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. KBLA, Talk 1580, download the app.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. Welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show on KBLA Talk 15. This Tuesdays at the J Lunch Club with Barbara Arnwine, Esquire, president and founder of the Transformative Justice Coalition. She is internationally renowned for contributions on critical justice issues, including the passage of the landmark Civil Rights Act of 1991 and the 2006 reauthorization of provisions of the Voting Rights Act. Currently, she also serves as co-chair and facilitator of the National Commission for Voter Justice, the Millennial Votes Matter convenings, and the Voting Rights Alliance. She was the head of the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law from February 1989 until June of 2015 and holds the honorific title of President Emeritus. Welcome forward to On the Grind with Barbara Arnwine. Hey, Barbara.
Hey, it's wonderful to be here. How are you?
Fantastic. Listen, do I need to do a countdown for you? Because I know we got some catching up to do.
Stop.
I know we got some catching up to do. Hey, for those of you who are listening out there in Radio Land, I want you guys to be clear. Barbara Arnwine, not only is she prolific, but she has the power to shut down cities and to shut down. She's working towards having the power to shut down the entire United States government. A major influence in the No Kings movement and the most recent walk out, which some people are now suggesting could very well be heading in the general direction of a general strike. And we've not seen anything like that probably in 150 years, but its consequences could be so extraordinary. Dictators throughout human history have been opposed when millions of people showed up and demanded the dictator's deposed, get him out of here. And if there ever was a person in the United States of America who has the power to do that kind of organizing, one of these days to have 1 million people show up in Washington, D.C. and surround the White House until the president gets on a helicopter and gets on out of there and we restore our government, it's Barbara Arnwine. Barbara, welcome forward to your show.
It's a pleasure and an honor to be here.
Barbara, tell me what's going on in the world. Help us get there.
Well, I hope that we've been joined by our additional guest, Dr. Karen McCrae.
Yes.
And so we can talk about what's going on. The biggest thing is tomorrow, the Congress is going to vote, folks. They're going to vote on the SAVE Act, which is nothing but a voter suppression bill. It's wicked, it's evil, it's designed to make sure that a whole lot, I'm not talking about, when I say a whole lot of people are disenfranchised, try 50 plus million people. The ambit of this bill would disenfranchise anywhere from 50 to 60 million people. That's the goal. And it is absolutely imperative that everyone listening right now, everybody who is able to do anything, you want to call the Congress immediately at 202-224-3121. That's a number you know well. 202-224-3121, and you say to your House of Representative member, no, vote no on the SAVE Act, because we don't need to disenfranchise people. And we can talk about what that evil act does, why it is imperative that we stop it. At 5 o'clock today, everyone, there will be a national, what we call, town, well, not town hall, but a Twitter storm and a national social media storm all over social media to say to the world, to say to our Congress, vote no, 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 no SAVE Act.
The SAVE Act. We will have a broader discussion about the SAVE Act with Dr. Karen McCray, who will be joining us just after we come forward in just a few moments. I know that she's here. I know that she's in the green room, but I did want to probe Barbara on some of the other happenings. Barbara,
Yes.
I don't think we ever got a chance to talk about the disgusting meme
Please.
that came from the president of the United States with respect to the Obamas.
I got a couple things to say about that. First of all, folks, listen, the oldest stereotype in the world is to compare Black people to apes. It is evil, wicked, old ass. Well, anyway, it's just an old stereotype that's been around for decades, centuries. And it's wicked, it is vicious. But first, I want everyone to know that when this man says, oh, that was just a mistake, I gave it to an aide to do. Let me ask you a question. If somebody messed up on my watch, and I am the supervisor, I am in charge, I don't get to say my person messed up. That's on my watch. So I messed up. And also, if it's that important, this is the man who has the nuclear codes, people. If it's that important, why are you giving it to some junior level person? Not only that, who in the world is sitting around helping you tweet out at 1 a.m? Are you kidding me? Come on, stop just lying. I mean, this, like I said, if they couldn't lie, they couldn't talk, because that's all they do is lie in that White House. We know that this man did this, and he did it with a wink and a nod. Do you understand, folks, that this was to tell his base, I'm still with you. I still don't like those Black people. I'm doing this on purpose. And so when he was told to apologize, he said, no, I won't apologize. I didn't make a mistake. He meant that. He went for his base to say, that's right, he didn't make a mistake. And then when the racist member of his base, when he finally says, well, this shouldn't have happened, whatever, they all laugh and say, yeah, but he's our man. He tried to make sure that we all knew what was going on. Don't for a minute be deceived. This is all part of the racist white supremacist playbook. We've seen it before. We'll keep seeing it as long as he's in office, because that's who he is.
When we come forward, Dr. Karen McCray, the president and CEO of the National Organization for Concerned Black Men. Yes, I said that right. Dr. Karen McCray, the president and CEO of the National Organization for Concerned Black Men. She's the first female to serve in this position. Before CBM, Karen served as a fundraising director of the Church World Service. She's going to be our very special guest here on Tenacious Tuesdays and On the Grind with Barbara Arnwine. More when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's afternoon drive time with Jesse Jackson Jr. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
What's up? What's up? What's up? We got to laugh the pain away.
Hey, KBLA delegation, happy Black History Month. Around here, we celebrate our culture, our community, and our contributions daily. But this year, as we observe the 100th anniversary of Black History Month celebrations, we're excited about our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, honoring comedy greats. On Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum in downtown LA, we're toasting D.L. Hughley, Melanie Camacho, Earthquake, Munell, Dion Cole, and Martin Lawrence, with a surprise guest appearance. A limited number of individual tickets for the luncheon remain, so now would be a good time to head to KBLA1580.com to secure one for yourself. That's KBLA1580.com. A little laughter goes a long way, especially in times like these. So come, join us for our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum. Again, tickets are available right now at KBLA1580.com.
Well, I hang around my boy. He's been married for 6 years. Videotaping his wedding date, never watched it. Now and every day he watch it every day, but he watch it in reverse. Because he said he loves seeing himself take that ring back off of that finger. Walking back down that aisle, just waving at her ugly mother down the church, getting back in the limo, back at the bachelor party. Look how happy I was.
KBLA Talk 1580 thanks LA City Council members Curran D. Price Jr. and Heather Hutt for being the presenting sponsors at this year's Black History Month luncheon. Honoring excellence, resilience, and achievement, we're KBLA Talk 1580.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis.
Control is everything to me.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Now back to more of Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 King Volley, drop the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. KBLA Talk 1580. Download the app.
We're on the grind with Barbara Arnwine, the president and founder of the Transformative Justice Coalition. And in this hour, Dr. Karen McCray, president of the National Organization of Concerned Black Men, executive director of the former executive director of the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation, and executive director of the organization founded by Dr. Carter G. Woodson, founder of Black History Month, the Association for the Study of Afro-American Life and History. We've been using statistics and diagrams from Dr. McCray's work this entire week. She's also served as executive director of one of the nation's leading organizations comprised of senior African-American corporate executives of Fortune 500 companies. Karen, welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Karen, can you hear us? Barbara, we may have a technical problem with Karen. You were sharing with me that just before we began talking about the Obamas, about some of the national organizing that is going on and what you're expecting of us, Barbara. We're counting on leadership.
Yes, we need everybody because tomorrow they're going to vote on the SAVE Act. You heard the president, right? Talking about how he's so afraid of these midterms and he doesn't want to get and he doesn't want to get impeached and he feels that they might put him in jail and all the rest of the stuff he's been saying. And his answer to that is to sabotage the 2026 elections. So he started off with this Texas, give me 5 more seats. He always wants some more. You know, this many more ballots, this many more votes, 5 more seats. And so Texas went along with that, and then California countered, et cetera, et cetera. So we're in this mid-decade war, so that's not working in his favor. So then he said, okay, we're going to go steal ballots. We're just going to go invade the Fulton County Board of Elections and take all their ballots, all their records. And by the way, did you know that we found out that that Tulsi Gabbard, the National Director of Intelligence who was there in Fulton County, we found out that last spring, not in the last couple of months, but last spring of 2025, they actually went to Puerto Rico and took over their voting machines.
Wow.
And yes, how did that miss? Come on, national media, you're pitiful. Come on, how could you miss something that's significant? Because people, what they want is your data. And remember, I mentioned on this show, I think, that a couple of weeks ago, they called Doge. That's a couple of the Doge, quote, employees, it turned out, had been giving Social Security and other privacy data to True to Vote, which is a national voter suppression organization, vicious voter suppression organization. And they had given them private Social Security data for Americans. People, this is no joke. Your vote should be private. What you do should never be the subject of some kind of government trying to censoring it. And that's all they're looking for. They want to know who's voting how and how they can stop those voters from voting. So the SAVE Act is their latest thing. He's been talking about he wants to nationalize the elections. Well, that's what the SAVE Act is. It is an attempt to nationalize the elections in a way that they will knock out 50 to 60 million voters.
Dr. McCrae, welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. Dr. McCrae, we were just talking about some of the organizing that the Transformative Justice Coalition, of course, you're serving on that board that you guys are undertaking. How can we be supportive of this work, Dr. McCrae, and what instructions do you have for us as well?
I concur with what Barbara said. We've got to call 202-225 or 224-3121 and let our representatives know how we feel about this. This is nothing, in my opinion, but a modern day poll tax. The distinction is, show me your passport. In other words, show me your papers. Count these jelly beans. Can you read this? It's the same kind of equivalent in my mind's eye. Moreover, I think we have to get everybody on board so they understand that, particularly women, what the SAVE Act is saying is that if you have remarried or married, either way, you and your registration when you start to vote is in your maiden name, you now have to sign an affidavit. So you've got to incur costs in order to get it notarized that you are who you are now under your married name. Similarly, with a passport, are they going to give you the $150 to get a passport if you don't have them? A fourth of our country doesn't have a passport. They don't have it. So what are we supposed to do?
And Karen, it's worse than that. 70% of all Blacks don't have passports.
There you go.
70% of all Black people in the United States do not have a passport.
That Barbara, you saying something like that. You saying something like we ain't got nowhere to go except for the time during the morning show cruise.
That was international. We gonna get on.
Barbara, you saying something right there now. I did not realize that the number of non-passport holding African Americans was so high. And so, yeah, there's a basis for racial discrimination right here, Karen, on the basis that disparate groups, it has to be the same for Hispanics too, right? I mean, at least.
I bet it's the same. And, and think about it. 50% of all Americans don't have passports, period.
Wow.
Because we living in the Holy Land or whatever we think we living in, so we don't want to learn from the rest of the world. But nevertheless, 50% either just can't afford to have a passport, can't afford to travel abroad. I mean, we know that's real.
So Barbara, break it down first. What does the SAVE Act do, and why are we telling representatives to vote no? We're telling them to vote no.
That you must prove that you are a citizen. And in order to prove that, there's only two ways: your birth certificate. Your birth certificate. How many people? Write down, okay? If somebody said, I'll give you $1 million, you can find your passport. How many of you can your birth certificate, how many of you going to be able to run and just get it within 2 minutes? I want to see it. Right. I want to see it. Most people have no clue where the birth certificate is. They're like, oh, I think I put it over here, or never had it, never got it.
Or their mother or their parents still has it. That's right.
Right. We know that's real. And so
who that is. We
and so right.
We was just born.
Right. Thank you. I mean, come on now.
Without a certificate.
So you gotta have a birth certificate or a passport. We just talked about the passport problem. But for married women, as Karen was saying, if you got married and your birth name is one thing and your married name is another thing, they won't accept it. They're going to say that your birth certificate does not match. And what do they call themselves doing, folks? Why are they so vicious about this? We have told them now for 3 to 4 years that this will knock out a significant number of married women, a whole lot of them, most of them. and they have refused to fix it. Now, come on, you are a congressman. You know what happens if you
Doesn't
got
that?
a problem.
But help me understand this, though, Barbara. Doesn't that violate the 19th Amendment?
Yes, yes, you would think so, because it has direct adverse impact on women. And they have refused to fix it. That's what's really telling here. And why haven't they fixed it? For two reasons. There's a whole lot of these crazy people, and they are really in need of help, psychiatric help, who think that women have no right to vote. And they are speaking out. Who was it? Pete Hegseth's pastor, one of his pastors who believes this nonsense, and others, J.D. Vance. I mean, we got these problems. These folks in the high level are associated with these people who believe that women shouldn't vote. Then secondly, the other problem is they hate transgender people. So they somehow think that, some boy who was born is now trying to be a woman, and we're going to stop him by not letting him vote. I mean, it's just stupid, people. It's stupid. It's really, how do you go after, because you want to go after 1%, so you're going to knock out 62 million people? Are you kidding me? So we got to rise up. Women, don't be sitting ducks. Don't sit around and let people take away your rights. You got to get on that phone right now, 202-224-3121, and make your voice heard at 5 o'clock. Join us on that Twitter storm. We're using hashtag Stop Save 2.0, because they've done this before and we defeated them. And here they are again.
Dr. McCrae, why have we not heard more from members of the CBC sounding this alarm? Why is it always Barbara sounding the alarm on this issue by herself?
Well, I do not know. I think part of it is that a third of them is trying to protect their seats because they've been redlined and gerrymandered out. I think that another quarter of them are buying into, silence. I can't be seen, so they won't affect me. And there's not enough of them speaking out. It's just really sad from the yesterdays when we would be the first ones online. The other thing, too, I think is important to note is that we still have a number of Black and brown people that were purged off of voter rolls in 2024 and 2022 and have still not found their way back on. So there's another problem there. If you look at Texas, and Barbara, you can talk about it more specifically, but if you look at Texas, there are still hundreds of people that were purged off that have not been returned to the rolls and are U.S. citizens. So that's an aspect that we have to deal with as well, too, and other all across the country. So this is, in my mind, a systematic effort to disenfranchise Black and minority voters, because that is the key to who wins, and they know it. So they can eliminate them, get them disenfranchised, get them disengaged, get them disinterested for the purpose of, hey, I don't have the money to do this. I don't have a real ID. I don't have a passport. I can't find my birth certificate. So I'm not even going to bother. And that's what they want.
Dr. McCrae, isn't it also their intention for us to lose absolute confidence in voting and that our vote counts itself? So if we go through this lack of faith, and we're already struggling with what the Constitution says and doesn't say, we're losing faith in that document. Now they're saying that, if I go to vote and I'm turned away at the polling place, it's just a matter of time before I become so frustrated that I lose faith in that process as well.
Agreed. But you know what? I wish somebody would get back or even ask the question, when did this level of no confidence in our voting come about? When the person came down the escalator in 2015 and started calling folks up, that's when people started questioning since the last decade. There was always a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but there was no widespread fraud. There was no widespread, people voting who shouldn't vote. But in the last 10 years, and he has weakened the mindset about having full faith in our election integrity. And while there is a question there that he's never had, he put a commission together. Was it Barbara? He put a commission together to examine voter fraud, and they could find none. They could find none, but they're still going forward with the argument.
Did you catch last week? It was just a little article about the fact that they had a new person who they had hired to find voter fraud and couldn't find it, so they fired him.
That's right.
Barbara, we have about 3 minutes before we come forward. Now, we're getting some good, solid information right here that we do not hear on any of the networks. Barbara, how can we support the Transformative Justice Coalition?
Oh my goodness, please make your donations to tjcoalition.org, tjcoalition.org. Your donations are always appreciated. It helps us to do this work, this vital work, because we're out here fighting for your voting rights. And when I say your voting rights, I mean all of our voting rights, because all these women, they didn't say just Black women without birth certificates. They said all women without birth certificates. They said that they didn't. So I want people to know that this is our fight, and we're in this fight for everybody. And we want to make sure that people are able to vote. tjcoalition.org. Donate, please.
Dr. McCray, I was you've gotten me through this entire month with just the extraordinary work that the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, an organization founded by the founder of Black History Month, Dr. Carter Jefferson. You're keeping a major part of our history alive. How can we support your work as well?
If you want to support ASALH's work, the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, that is, you can go to asalh.org. And they will always take contributions. If you want to support the work of CBM on this conversation, go to tjcoalition.org, because we work hand in glove together on issues like this. So we are always ready to stand in the mix, because, you know, we're on the front lines. Black men, Black women, we're on the front lines. It affects us first. So we have to be ready to stand in the game. And we don't get funding like other organizations do. We have to beg and scrape for every dime and dollar that we get, and the dimes add up. We take everything. So please go to tjcoalition.org.
We are getting some good, solid news right here on our program in terms of our organizing. Very grateful to Dr. McCray and to Barbara Arnwine. More on Tenacious Tuesdays and On the Grind with Barbara Arnwine when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's Afternoon Drive Time with Jesse Jackson Jr. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. The White House says it fully supports the SAVE Act, which would require proof of citizenship to vote. House Republicans plan to bring the bill up this week.
He's been very clear. He wants House Republicans and Democrats, too, if they were politically wise, to pass this legislation.
Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says President Trump is urging Republicans to back it and has spoken with House Speaker Mike Johnson and Senate Majority Leader John Thune. A Virginia mom says her Black son was called the N-word during a high school basketball game and then ejected. Tiana Morton says the slur came from Hickory High School players during a game against Great Bridge High. Her son was suspended for his reaction. Chesapeake Public Schools says it's aware of the incident but cannot comment. And rapper Drake lost $1 million after betting on the New England Patriots to win the Super Bowl. He placed the bet Saturday night, but the Seattle Seahawks won 29-13, costing him the payout. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
In the new year, make one commitment. Don't let someone else's carelessness leave you paying the price. OPO Law has been protecting Los Angeles for nearly 50 years. So if you're injured this holiday season or at any time in 2026, go to opolaw.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
After the Lakers' 119-110 loss to Oklahoma City Monday night, LeBron said something that the Lakers organization really did not want to hear. LeBron said, "We are not a championship team." LeBron made the comment when a reporter asked him to compare the Lakers to OKC, the NBA's defending champions. There may have been added motivation for LeBron to make that statement after both teams played without their best player Monday night. OKC came to town without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, last season's NBA MVP. The Lakers didn't have Luka Doncic, the NBA's leading scorer. LeBron saw how OKC handled their injury situation much better than the Lakers. OKC had 6 more free throw attempts, made 4 more three-pointers, and outscored the Lakers bench 54-35. Maybe LeBron should have spoken up before last week's trade deadline. It's too late now for the Lakers to do anything about not being a championship team. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, I'm Tavis Smiley. The tools to hold a meaningful conversation should not be reserved just for a privileged few. It is a skill our world desperately needs in every community, at every table. So I'm pleased to announce the Founding Members Scholarship Program for my online course, The Art of Conversation, in 4 different categories. The Community Builder, for those who serve others. The Rising Voice, for emerging communicators. The Bridge Builder, for underrepresented perspectives. And the Determined Scholar, for those facing financial hardship. If finances are the only barrier between you and this training, well, let's hurdle that barrier. We're accepting applications right now at TavisTalks.com. That's TavisTalks.com. The priority deadline is February the 10th. So visit TavisTalks.com right now and let's build this table together.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with the world. African Focus Incorporated is a community-based organization whose mission is to bring Africans and African Americans together, lead charitable initiatives on the motherland, and educate people from all walks of life on the beauty, legacy, and opportunity of Africa's 54 nations. And it's that time once again when African Focus is teaming up with KBLA Talk 1580 for our 8th annual African Focus Trailblazers Tour. Travel with us in 2026 when we're headed to the Southern African nations of Zambia and Botswana for a historical, cultural, and vacation tour led by me, Dominique DePrima, Cultural Ambassador for African Focus Incorporated. Enjoy luxurious accommodations, conscious fellow travelers, shopping, adventures, cultural tours, wildlife safaris, and a giant waterfall, one of the world's 7 wonders, along with a chance to be of service at an orphanage on the continent. Become an AFI trailblazer by exploring the motherland with a nonprofit organization that has members in Africa and America to help roll out the red carpet for you, and together we'll make a difference and have fun doing it. For more information, visit africanfocus.org or call 310-676-7300. That's 310-676-7300 or africanfocus.org. Whether it's stateside or exploring the diaspora, we're with you every step of the way. African Focus and KBLA Talk 1580. Come go with us.
You're listening to Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 King Farley drops the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. KBLA Talk 1580. Download the app.
We are grinding with Barbara Arnwine on Tenacious Tuesday. Barbara Arnwine is the president and founder of the Transformative Justice Coalition and is internationally renowned for her contributions on critical justice issues, including the passage of major legislation surrounding the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Barbara, welcome forward to your show.
Thank you for having us, for always being the guest on your show. Thank you so much.
Dr. Karen McCray, president and CEO of the National Organization of Concerned Black Men. Karen McCray is the first woman to head an organization of concerned Black men in the United States. And we are particularly grateful that she comes to our show with a very fascinating perspective. Dr. McCray, welcome forward to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show and On the Grind with Barbara Arnwine.
Thank you for having me. It's always good to be here.
Ladies, what's going on in the news, Barbara?
Oh, come on. I'm enjoying myself. During the break, folks. During the breaks, news was breaking. All right. So what we found out was that the Fulton County raid. Remember, they went down to Fulton County with Tulsi Gabbard. They need the National Director of Intelligence. Now, she's allegedly looking at the intelligence of the world, but she's out there in Fulton County trying to get 650 voting records. And it turns out that that whole, they just unsealed the affidavit that led to this FBI seizure of all those records. And it turns out that that whole process was started by Kurt Olsen. Kurt Olsen. You heard that name before? Yeah, because he
not yeah.
Because he is because he is the director of election security and integrity for the Trump administration. He Trump Trump paid on payroll staffer actually sent the letter that started the entire investigation. Who is Mr. Kurt Olsen? Oh, come on, people. He, in 2020, he worked with Ken Paxton in Texas, who was the attorney general there, to overturn the national election results in 2020. He was subpoenaed for his election denial and obstruction and voter suppression by the January 6th committee to testify. That's who we talking about. So they got these election deniers, these election thieves, all because all of this is really about 2026. Let's be very clear. They have them in the White House, and this is what they're doing. It's like the fox is calling the other foxes into the hen house. Come on, we got to be so clear about how vicious these people are, how determined they are to stop you from voting. Texas, you got a primary next week. The 17th, Daryl Jones will be leading the TJC, Good Trouble, John Lewis, Good Trouble Vote Bus. We will be in Texas for 11 days during the primary. And we're going to be primarily located in Harris County and Fort Bend. And we're saying to Black folks, get out that vote. You just had an election, people in Harris. So I want everybody listening. Everybody got kinfolk. We all got kinfolk in Houston, Texas. And I want you all to be calling your kinfolk, because that last special election that just happened 3 weeks ago, only 5.6% of the electorate voted.
Barbara, so you're saying that Olson's letter established a kind of probable cause to justify
Can you believe that?
To justify the warrant, and it turns out that is the letter itself insufficient for probable cause, or
it alleges all these things without any basis. He alleges. Go ahead, Karen.
I'm sorry.
And also, Barbara, the warrant was signed by a judge in Missouri.
Georgia. Here we go again. Forum shopping like mad, trying to get whoever will be on their side. Folks, this is dangerous because they are determined to destroy the 2026 election if we let them. So today at 5:00, be part of that social media storm. That means you're going to get on your social media. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, if you're on LinkedIn, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Blue Sky, whatever you're on, you're going to get on your platform and you're going to put up hashtag stop, capital SAVE, stop save 2.0. That is the hashtag. You're going to go to that hashtag and you're going to talk about how we got to protect our democracy. Stop save 2.0 hashtag. Come on, let's do this, folks.
Come on now. Come on, folks. Hey, Karen, let me ask you a quick question. And this is, I guess, more philosophical than anything else. Can our system recover from this kind of corruption and forum shopping, this kind of retributive process that we're witnessing? I mean, why would I have confidence in the criminal justice system of the United States if Olsen can write a letter, a judge in a different state can issue a warrant, the head of DNI can show up as part of the search and seizure, I mean, at what point in time is this some kind of charade that just undermines and destroys our confidence in the system generally?
I think that's the intent, for one. The other thing, too, is I have no confidence in anything coming out of this administration because they lie so much. And I don't know, we were all raised to the point that you get to a point where you lie so much nobody believes you. And we were all cautioned not to be liars. But these people feed off being liars. Our system, I don't think, Barbara, you can correct me if I'm wrong, can fully recover from this administration until this administration is gone and changed, so that we can rebuild the confidence back. I mean, if you look at it, and I pulled out the numbers a few minutes while we were on last break, but for example, there are over 12.3 million Texans who don't have a passport that's valid. 9.6 in California. In Georgia, 5.4 million. North Carolina, 5.7 million. Tennessee, 4.4 million. Louisiana, over 3 million. Alabama, 3.6. Mississippi, 2.2. They're affecting their own people who do not have a valid passport. And those who don't possess any at all, Mississippi, West Virginia, and these are all 20.7, 22%. Alabama, 27.5%. Arkansas, 28.4. Kentucky, 29.0. Louisiana, 30.4. These are red states. These are their people without a valid passport or no passport at all.
And they are prepared to disenfranchise them.
Right.
Precisely.
Barbara,
Just to get to us.
That's their people.
Just to get to us. That's that Lyndon Johnson. That's that Lyndon Johnson quote. If you can,
you got it.
If you can convince the lowest white man, that one right there. Barbara, we have about a minute and a half before we come forward. What next?
All right, folks. I need you right now. 202-224-3121. No ever. No on the SAVE Act. Vote no. And I want you to watch whatever your congressperson does. If they do the wrong thing after you done told them not to vote, not to vote for this, and they still vote for it, you need to tell them next that you're going to be held accountable. You see, the problem is that after 2016, or after 2020, and that horrific, January 6th, event on 2020-21, nobody was held accountable, right? They sent people to jail, but none of the head people, all the top people who were involved in that whole, riot and insurrection against our government were held accountable. And that's why you're seeing them return. This time, when we get back in control, and I say we, I mean we the people, when we get back in control of this Congress, we need to make sure people are held accountable.
I want to, on behalf of all of us at KBLA, continue to offer our thoughts and prayers to the Guthrie family.
Oh, yes.
And missing of Savannah's mother. We're constantly hoping and praying that she is well. There is new information that's obviously breaking with the release of a video of a perpetrator or possibly assailant. With that said, because this is Black History Month and Carter G. Woodson knew it better than most, every single day is about us. And so I'm so grateful Barbara Arnwine and Karen McCray are here. I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. More on KBLA Talk 1580 when we come forward.
While you're stuck in traffic, we can at least bring you up to speed on the news of the day. You're listening to Jesse Jackson Jr. only on KBLA Talk 1580.
They call it progress, but progress has a price. Land once held in Black hands, taken, stolen, erased. Acres paved into highways, fields burned. Homes replaced by parking lots and broken promises. Every deed lost was a dream deferred. We talk about millionaires, but what about the millionaires that never were? The farmers whose soil was seized. The families who watched their inheritance disappear. The wealth that never had a chance to grow because its roots were ripped from the ground. They took the land, but never the legacy, because the soil remembers, and so do we. Every story matters. Our mission is to collect, preserve, and amplify these stories. If this is part of your family's history, Visit blacklandlost.org/share your story and help bring us closer to justice.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds. Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Not everything announces itself. Some things simply arrive, and the room is compelled to adjust. This is grooming without apology, without noise, without compromise. Gods and money, organic formulations, clean precision, crafted for skin that does not ask for permission to be felt. Element Cream, a rare hydration layered like an oud at dusk, measured, enduring, unmistakably masculine, moisturizing oil, a quiet revolution, restoring what stress, climate, and time attempts to claim. This is not skincare. It is composure made visible. It is inevitability. Gods and money exist impeccably. Discover the ritual at godsandmoney.com. That's Gods and Money, MONY.com.
Now back to more of Jesse Jackson Jr. on KBLA Talk 1580.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. 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 King Volley, drop the beat. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. Come on and talk with me. Come on and listen to me. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. Welcome to the Jesse Jackson Jr. Show. We are on the grind with Barbara Arnwine, the president and founder of the Transformative Justice Coalition. Barbara knows that she already has the last 5 minutes of the show for a word of hope. But we are really blessed on her show today to have Dr. Karen McCray. Dr. Karen McCray is the executive director of the organization founded by Dr. Carter G. Woodson, the founder of Black History Month, the Association for the Study of African American Life and History. And during the break, I was saying to myself, Dr. McCray, that Dr. Woodson really did start something here. And the reason I want to say that, because just in this hour, we've dealt with the President of the United States referring to the former president and his wife out of their character as primates. We've had to wrestle with the Voting Rights Act. We've had to wrestle with ICE. We've had to wrestle with shutting down the government. We've had to pray for Savannah Guthrie's mother and her family. We've had to reflect upon college education. Can we get in? Can we get out? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. I mean, even as we mourn, we celebrate. Even as we celebrate, we cry. Even as we cry, we shout and we praise. I mean, the Negro's life at any given moment, Dr. McCray, is complicated. And so Dr. Woodson sets aside this week just to start this thing, and then it expands to a couple of weeks and then a month, still the shortest month of the year. But he said, let's not just celebrate this thing. It's too much. It's too much every single day to just celebrate it for a month. Dr. McCray, you have the honor of representing the legacy of Carter G. Woodson, and I can imagine that during this period, your time is extremely valuable. Your thoughts on what we refer to as Carter G.
So a couple of things. One, I'm the former executive director of the SALA, but even in that capacity, this time is very, very, very important to us. Certainly, we have the school of thought that Black history is every day of the year, and it is. So is Black freedom. So is Black ingenuity. So is Black inventions. So is Black progression. And unless we come to the realization that we are indeed valuable to ourselves, but this country is indebted to us for its very existence because of our fortitude. And we must do everything possible to make sure that we protect our house. And part of protecting our house is protecting our inventions, protecting our ingenuity, protecting our community, protecting each other. And until we get to the point where that's not necessary, we don't have anything to worry about. But the problem is it will always be necessary. 365 days a year. Dr. Woodson started Black History Week in homage to Frederick Douglass and President Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln. That's why it's in February. That's why it was selected. And then it grew to a month. Well, you know what? In that time, there's anti-DEI, anti-critical race theory, anti-celebration of Black anything. But you know what? I said, let's just go back. Let's show them that, hey, you wouldn't have refrigeration if it wasn't for a Black person. You wouldn't have an ironing board if it wasn't for a Black person. You wouldn't have a traffic light if it wasn't for a Black person. Let's just put the rubber where it meets the road so they understand without us, you don't have anything. And we have to let our babies know how valuable they are, because they're the next generation of inventors. They're the next generations of scientists and mathematicians and poet laureates. And until we get to that point, even in our own community, we're going to do that in CBM as an example, have, Freedom School Saturdays where we instill certain things in our communities for young people as well as adults, because too many of us have left the education of our history to others. It is our responsibility, whether you're in a Black church, a Black household, to tell our own story, pack our own truth. Don't allow someone else to tell our story. And that means we have to educate ourselves.
I think that's absolutely right. Our final word of hope, Dr. Barbara Arnwine, and direction on what the leader wants us to do. Barbara Arnwine.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you, Karen. You are so brilliant, and it's just beautiful to be on with you. And thank you so much for joining today. And I hope you can come on in the future so we can do this show together and have fun with Jesse Jackson Jr. and enjoy our show. I want to remind people again, 5:00 is the social media storm on all platforms. Hashtag stop save, capital SAVE 2.0. We stopped it before. That was 1.0. We're going to stop it again because it's an outrageously evil voter suppression bill. Is going to make it so that too many people in this country will not be able to vote for no reason other than the fact that they fear our power. March 28th, everyone, is No Kings 3. March 28th. Mark those calendars right now. No Kings 3. All over the country, we're going to take to the streets. We want the world to know. Since our president's running around the world embarrassing us and saying crazy stuff to other nations, destroying our alliances that been built for years, telling people who gave hundreds of their people in death in Afghanistan that they never done anything for the U.S. I mean, this is insane. So we want the world to know, to see us in those streets by the millions and millions. We want 12 million of you out there saying no kings. That in America, we already had a mad king. His name was King George. We don't need a King Trump, not just as crazy as King George. So we want people to be clear that internationally, that we're not down with this, that we don't support this madness. Talk about he wants his Trump RX, that he wants to drive up the prices of medication worldwide, that's his goal. I mean, just like, make it, just who is this? Ooh, don't get me started. Anyway, so that's the second thing. The third thing is Black History Month. If you want to know some good Black history, there's so many people doing good stuff right now on social media, and I'm so proud of them, and I'm grateful to them. You could also go to tjcoalition.org. Every day, we're putting out a series for adults that tell the story of some people you never heard of. When Karen was talking about all those accomplishments, think about it. When you get in that car and you turn on that GPS, that's a Black woman that made that happen. You come home and you use a Ring or a camera for your doorstep, that's a Black woman made that happen. Come on, when you turn on, so many of your computers, think about the Black people who made those personal computers possible. I just want, people but there's so much more to our history. And we do the history with a real focus on voting rights and the whole history of establishing voting rights. But we also have a new part of the series for children. And it's called History Detectives. And it's about how these young kids set out to stop the villain, the twister, who's always trying to erase and destroy Black history.
We're going to do that. Pick up on that next week. I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. You're on the grind with Barbara Arnwine and Dr. Karen McCrae. More when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Jesse Jackson Jr. Until tomorrow.